Hey guys, it's BassQuest. We're going to answer a question today. Some guys have been asking me what I mean by a spot on a spot. And I've said that in a few of the videos there, and so I'm going to break that down for you. Basically, the hot tip is never settle for your best or your favorite bass fishing spots. Those areas that you catch fish consistently, that you know fish are consistently there, schooled up, whatever it may be. Don't ever just settle for that area. You got to narrow that down. We've been talking about that. It's all about finding, condensing, especially on pressured bodies of water like we have over here in the southeast. You got to go straight to where the big fish will be. So if there's an area, a predominant area, maybe it's the back end of a flat. We're going to swap over here so you guys can see. So let's see here. I'm going to zoom out. So this is Skull Island area. We're again on Chickamauga Lake right here. If you're noticing a lot of fish that are schooling, especially in, an area like a little secondary point or something like this, they're staying in this ditch right here. There's always a spot on there where the biggest fish will be. The biggest fish is territorial in any school of fish. They're going to seek out and find the best area, the best ambush points, and they're going to lock that down. So if you're going out there, it's obvious, guys. It's the simple things. That's how you catch giant trophy bass, is you go to the simple areas. You find the spot within the spot. A few years ago, I did a video of a 10-pounder that I caught on Chickamauga during the spring on a trap. And it's because I locked down this area. I found this point that rolled out really far and kind of made a horseshoe shape. Well, that point was really good. And I caught a bunch of fish on it the first time that I was in there. Well, the following year, I go back in there and I start to realize as I'm fishing the area that, hey, there's two spots on this point where there's more shell than the rest of the spots. So I narrow that down. Now I'm consistently catching the bigger fish that are on that point. So now fast forwarding another year into the future, I find out that there's on these individual shell areas, on these areas that have a little bit more shell, more clunky feeling, there's actually some cinder blocks there. And it's just like two here, two there. And that is where the big fish always comes from. So it's funny, so you got this point, right? So on Chickamauga Lake, we got a ton of fish, and they're going to school up together a lot of times in the spring. And so on the majority of this point, I'm catching keeper-sized fish. It's like 1, 2, 3 pounders. Well, when I get onto those hard spots, I'm catching better fish. I'm catching 3, 4, 5 pounders. But I'll tell you, almost every time I went, and I had a couple year stretch where I could pull up to this particular point and catch 25 pounds in like 10 casts. And it was always the big fish. I would start there. I would throw directly to where those cinder blocks were, line up my waypoints, perfect cast, get it on there, bounce off of those cinder blocks with a trap or a square bill, and catch my big fish. Then I would do it again, and there's usually 1 or 2 big fish on those 2 specific key areas right there. And then I moved on to the actual shell and filled out that bigger limit. So that goes to show you an area, a good area that has got a lot of fish in it. You need to condense that. You need to break it down even more. Narrow that down as much as you can. What are the 2, 3, 4 key areas within this section of a flat? On this line of wood that you've been catching fish on this grass line, what are the little key areas that are a little bit different? That's the obvious place for the big fish. It's always obvious, guys. That's where your trophy fish is going to be. So I hope this helps you out. If you like the videos, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with all your friends. I hope this week finds you out on the water, and I will catch you there.